Okay, so what do I think of my 2015 F-150 Platinum with the 5.0 after 10 and a half years? Stay tuned and I'll let you know. So this is my 2015 F-150 Platinum with the 5.0. I've had it for about 10 and a half years now, and I'm gonna let you know what I think. I did an 8-year review on this. If you want to go back, I'll leave the link in the description. That one isn't in depth. We went for a drive, basically told you about all the features, everything else about the car. I figured I'm at the 10 and a half year mark now, got about 73,000 miles on it. Figure I'd just let you know how things are going. And actually, I still absolutely love this truck. I love the 5.0 in it. I know the 3.5 EcoBoost produces more horsepower and more torque. This one is rated at 385 horsepower, but you know what? I still tow, 8,000 pounds without a problem. This has got the 373 rear end in it, and I don't have any issues. The sound of the engine is great. I've had absolutely no problems with the engine whatsoever. No burning oil. I know I think the Gen 3 Coyotes had some oil consumption issues. I change my oil about every 3,500 miles to 4,000 miles. Never have to add any oil to this. So it's been great. Gas mileage, around town, 14, 15-ish. Highway, 19, 20, sometimes even 21 without a problem. All depends on how fast I'm driving. If I'm driving 75 or a little bit more on the interstate, yeah, the gas mileage starts to drop down. But yeah, it's been great. This has the 6-speed automatic transmission in it. I know some of the 10 speeds that were introduced, I don't know if it was 2017 or 2018. Some people have had some issues with it. This transmission has been flawless. My only problem areas really with this have been, and I mentioned it in the 8-year review, is the corrosion on the 20-inch aluminum wheels. I'm still trying to decide what I'm going to do. If at this point, if I'm going to get a set of aftermarket wheels, I would like to go with the exact same offset because the offset, the balance, everything on these wheels is great. The ride is comfortable. I did just recently go with a set of the Bridgestone, the Dueler Ascent tires. I did a review on those. We had almost a 5,000 mile round trip, road trip down to Florida and back with these tires, and yeah, they perform great. Still haven't had them in the snow yet. I think I put them on in January here in the Midwest, and we really didn't have any snow since then. So I'm kind of anxious to see what they'll be like this winter, but hey, I'm enjoying the nice summer weather right now. Just one other issue, a couple little things after all these years. This little piece of weather stripping looks like it actually kind of broke here. This is all one piece, so I don't think I'm going to have this replaced. I'll probably just end up gluing this down. And the one other issue I have had is with the panoramic sunroof. I mentioned in the 8-year review that I had just issues with squeaking and rattling, and they'd have to lube the rails every now and then. What I've had in about the last year or so, and it's really weird, depending on the rain, this truck sits outside all the time. If we get a good rain, and it doesn't have to be a heavy rain, sometimes it's just a lighter rain, I'll go driving afterwards, and I'll end up actually getting some water coming out of the sunglasses holder here and out through some of the switches. Had it in at the dealership. They did unplug the drain holes. That really didn't help. It was still an issue afterwards. And I had read there were some issues with these sunroofs where some of the things on the trim, that whole trim area that was in there was riveted, and there's some issues with water leaking through there. So it's, like I said, it's really weird. It doesn't happen every time. If I had to guess, maybe it happens maybe twice a year, 3 times a year. And like I said, it's not even the heaviest rain that does it, so I don't know the rhyme or reason. But interior on this thing, the leather seats have been wearing well. You know, you can see some wrinkles from where I get in and out of the truck. But, you know, I mean, it's kind of to be expected after, 10 and a half years. Passenger seat is really great too. I love the weather techs that are in here. But yeah, the truck has been really, really great. I did look at, what the new Platinums are going for if I ever decide to, trade in and get a newer one. And I think the sticker on this one back in 2015 was like 63,000. I ended up getting a great deal on it. I think I paid around 56, 57, somewhere around there. And I took a look, and the new Platinums now are stickering for, with loaded up the same way, like 90,000, which is just crazy. The other thing is too that turns me off from the new Platinums, and it's the same thing with the King Ranch, is you can no longer get the 5.0 V8 in there. They only come with the 3.5 EcoBoost, and the only way you can get now, a 5.0 is to get a Lariat and then, basically load it up the same way you would as a Platinum, which, brings you close to the same price again. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. And you know what? I love the fact that, with this being a 2015, I don't have the auto stop start on the engine. I don't have the active cylinder management, whatever they call it, the deactivation, so that you get better gas mileage. None of that junk is on here. And, this thing idles at 500 RPMs at a light in drive, and you can't even tell it's running. So only other issue I had was, when I had my extended warranty, I had the package that included all the LED bulbs and stuff. One of the puddle lamps under the mirror ended up going out. But, that's it. I mean, this thing has been great. I've been enjoying it. And I think I'm going to hang on to it for a few more years. Sorry, had to take a pause here. We had a chatty Cathy neighbor walking by on the sidewalk on her cell phone. And I think she was almost being louder than I was. So anyways, the paint on this thing has been great. The finish, if I take a look here, I mean, the paint still shines like crazy. The only thing is, finally, after 10 years, I ended up getting my first door ding. Somebody had dinged me in there. And the aluminum body has been pretty resilient. I know, I'm sure I've gotten, hit in the door multiple times from other doors, and it's never left a ding. I mean, this one was pretty significant where, I mean, it actually took some of the paint off. That was kind of crazy, but, I know people were having, were really nervous about, oh, the aluminum paint, or the aluminum body, the paint's going to peel off of it and stuff, and it's a tin can, everything else. And 2015 was the first year of the redesign with the aluminum body, and it's been great. I've had no issues with it. And actually, as a matter of fact, the car that we had the issues with is my wife's 2019 Rubicon. In 2018 they decided to go to aluminum panels on the doors and stuff, and they've had nothing but problems with the paint blistering and peeling. There's a whole big thing going on with that. Stellantis is covering that for 5 years. We went through it at the 3-year mark. Basically had the doors and the hood repainted, and it seems like almost every single Wrangler is going through this issue. So I could definitely say, the aluminum on the F-150 and the way they painted it and prepped it and everything else has been great. So anyways, I hope that helps. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you have any questions, if there's anything I can answer. I do get a lot of people asking me on my 8-year review, how I like the truck. They're looking at 2015 through 2017s, looking at buying them in a used market. And I definitely would not hesitate, at least with the 5.0. I've been really, really happy with this. So hope that helps. Catch you on the next one. Thanks again, guys. Bye-bye.